Okay, folks, for those who are listening on podcasts, we actually are doing a simulcast on Blab and on Google Plus Hangout. And if you want to go over to WP-Tonic episode 92 or Timelines, which should be episode 356, and I think this is so important, we're going to put this episode up in both locations, and it should be very informative, very good information. You'll be able to sort of see real fast the pages that we're talking about. For you listening on podcasts, we love you. You're our biggest audience, and we're going to try to make sure that we put as much detail down as possible so you can listen. So without further ado, let's get into that old famous lead pages, who seems started this new concept and era about, I don't know when they formed. When did they actually form? Do you know, Jonathan?
Oh, I think about 3-4 years ago, Bill.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a long time in the internet marketing world. So they're the big gorilla, aren't they, Bill?
Yeah, you know, before we go too much detail into this, let's talk for a second about what's going on. We have seen a lot of competition moving into this market because we're going to be talking about lead pages, landing pages. We're going to talk about email and the interface too. But for example, Infusionsoft and was the big daddy, and then lead pages. But now there's lots of stuff popping up, isn't there?
There certainly is. So let's get on with it. Let's talk about lead pages. So it's basically its base product is $25 a month, but you got to pay that a year up front. And they provide a load of templates. It's a very established company. They offer a lot of value. One of the criticism is that if you don't know CSS and you don't know how to manipulate the templates, you can't edit them too much. But a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want to change the colors, some font changes, swap the images out, and they're ready to go, Bill. So it depends what you're looking for, doesn't it, Bill?
Yep, and I use it. And we're going to look at an example in a second. And the integration, but I'll tell you what, it's getting easier and easier all the time than when I first started.
Yeah.
And I had some problems when I first started because I had Infusionsoft. And I had problems with integration, believe it or not, between the two. And Infusionsoft at that time recognized some of those issues, and they were trying to do some of their own thing and not really push lead pages. And they were working together. But one of the problems I did have was customer support. Infusionsoft pointing at lead pages pointing at Infusionsoft.
Yeah.
And
yeah, sorry, Bill.
I only have the basic package, which I really like. It's the $25 package. I think it's a lot of power.
Yeah. So on to the next.
Hold a second. Let me talk about lead pages for a couple minutes. They have, in lead pages, you've got different elements. So people know you got lead pages, but you also have some other elements in here. And you've got, they've got digits, which is texting systems now. They've got some other features, and they have, I'm trying to think, it's not landing pages, but it's, oh, what is it? It's forms. It's like little forms for the widgets, things like that. I can't think of the name of them right now, but let me show you. So here's something I'm working on right now. This is a fairly new site, old site that I'm revitalizing. So it's really a landing page. Then you have netcasting, podcasting tools. I'll just open the first part. That's the old-fashioned lead pages right there. For those who want to see it, it basically pops up, asks you to put an email address, and then it will go through a process of, since I already have it in here, it would give me a lead magnet. So that's an example. I love it. If I can do it, if I can integrate it, I'm using Active Campaign right now. I think anybody can. What do you think, Jonathan?
Yeah, sure, Bill. So let's go on to the next one, which is Unibounce. They've been around quite a while as well. Base product is $49 a month, but it's month to month, folks. They don't ask you to cough up a year. Seems to offer very similar functionality to lead pages, but they provide a drag and drop editor with their themes, and you don't need the level of CSS knowledge that you might need with lead pages. But like I said previously, if you're not really wanting to do that, maybe lead pages is the option. What you really got to do, folks, is you've got to really look at these two and see which parts of the functionality really means the most to you. That's basically it, Bill.
And also they give a free trial for 30 days. I would recommend anybody test free trials. Just really track your money, because that's how you learn. Man, free trial for 30 days. Wow.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard about Unbounce.
Now, they've been around quite a while. They've been one of the main competitors to Lead Pages for quite a while, Bill. So on to the next one, Bill.
They do look at visitors per month though too, which is unique.
Yeah.
So they're tracking visitors in their model.
Yeah.
So next, we're coming on to Optimize Press.
Yes, they've been around for a while as well. The unique thing about this, Bill, it's a one-off. Their base product. They offer 3 initial options. It's a one-off charge, a yearly charge of $97. So there's no monthly fee. They do offer additional. It's slightly confusing, Bill, because they do offer additional service which does include a monthly charge. But if you don't want that additional service, their base products, they've got 3 of them, but it starts off at $97, but it's a one-off payment for the year, Bill.
Don't they have a theme?
Oh yeah, they provide themes. It's very similar to Lead Pages and Unibounce. And I haven't used it myself, but it's definitely something to look at. You can see by the people that use it, some serious marketers use the product. It's been around a while. So I think they do a 30-day trial as well, I think. So
now,
you need to look at these 3 we already mentioned, don't you, Bill?
Yeah. Now, is it? I can't remember Optimize Press. I think it is, but they actually have a WordPress theme that you install like a theme, don't they, in WordPress?
Yeah, I think you're right there. Yep.
And that's what makes them really unique. And I think they have, is it Optimize 2? It doesn't say that on here.
Yeah, so that's right. That's right, Bill. They released that. Yeah. Yeah.
They released, and everyone's waiting for an Optimize 3 to catch, so they can get caught up with some of these other folks.
Yeah. Yeah, like I say, it's not a product I've used myself, but it's well established. It's got a good reputation, and the price is attractive. It's a one-off payment of $97 for the year.
Came out. Yeah, it's really good. I came very close to using these folks early on a couple of years ago. Probably would have been a good move. Yeah.
So on to the next one. It's a new player. It's into Stage Page.
Instapage.
Yes, sorry.
Instapage.
Bill's correct. Instapage. And I've been looking at this myself. I got it on a test website, and I'm playing. And I've been so far. I haven't had a lot of time, but I spent about a couple of hours the beginning of the week looking at it, folks, because I'm thinking of using it myself. And it looks quite attractive, folks. And the price is $29 per month. But that you can have multiple domains for that price, and pages, multiple pages, where the previous one, OptimPress, they had a limit of, I think it's 5,000, or was it Unibound? It could be Unibounce, had 5,000 impressions. You don't get any of that with this product. And the base price of $29 seems attractive.
It surely does. You know what's happening? Remember we went to LA WordCamp? Yeah. And they talked about the history of themes and how expensive they used to be and the evolution. That was a really neat lecture. And they used to be like super expensive, and then you just started dropping and then giving away, and all this utility that was built into different ones and too much stuff. Well, what's happening now? These are basically SaaS and plugins together, some of them, and themes. And most of them have it, but they're all dropping in price and becoming very powerful. And there's a lot more choice out there now.
It certainly isn't, Bill. So on we move. On to one of our favorites, Thrive.
You're going so fast today. This is so important. Here's Thrive Themes.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a value episode, folks. We're going to provide a lot of notes, and there'll be a lot of information here, folks. So Thrive Leads. We've had the CEO on the show a couple of times. It's a great product. It's more of a plugin than some of the other services that they provide, a kind of hybrid plugin model. Thrive Themes, it's more embedded into WordPress. It's more plugin based in a way. If you do buy into this system, folks, you understand this a bit more. It does a lot. you get templates, you get a builder. One of the things that they do provide a lot of educational material, and it's a powerful combination, but it does take a bit of time to get your head around it all, folks, because they're offering a ton of stuff. So there's a lot of features and value. Basically, it's a monthly charge of $19 a month, but like Lead Pages, you've got to pay up front. You've got to pay 12 months up front at $19 a month. But you get a ton of functionality, Bill.
Now, explain that in Thrive Themes. I was down here looking at the bottom here, and it says, I understand it's like, this is a plugin, right?
They all come.
It says unlimited $97. I think that's a one-time fee, and you got it.
Yeah. Well, no, you got.
This is the agency license is $49, but if it's just you and your business, you can buy it for $97.
Yeah, I think that's a month.
This is the agency. That's per month. This is not per month.
No,
that's.
right.
I have a friend that bought it. In fact, I recommended it to him, and he bought it, and he's using it right now. Well, he actually got a better price than this, and it's unlimited forever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's amazing how much the agency one is, though.
Yeah.
Wow. So anyway, Thrive Themes. That's a lot of nice stuff there.
It certainly is. It's got a lot of functionality. I am one of their affiliates, folks, so I need to point that out to you, folks. But I got a lot of belief in Shane, and I got a lot of belief in his team. But you're just going to have to look at all these different ones that we're talking about and make a decision.
Hopefully, Ron bought it off of WP-Tonic when he bought it.
Who knows? Thanks, Bill. On to another one, Inbound Now.
Now we have this WordPress landing pages in the middle of it, but Inbound Now.
Yeah, well, they offer a free product, which is landing pages, but the free plugin comes on Inbound Now.
Right.
And they offer a lot. They offer free plugins that are totally free that offer a lot of functionality.
Jonathan, I meant to break us like 2 minutes ago. I got so much into the show. We need to go into break.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's enough of the break. Ready to drive on? We haven't come off the break.
Yeah, so
okay.
We're going to...
Okay, you come off the break. You say, hey, we're coming off the break.
Yeah, we're coming off the break, folks. So we're looking at a freebie that also has a paid plugin model as well. And the freebie comes from a company called Inbound Now, and it's called Landing Pages. But when you go to the paid version, which is on inboundnow.com, they offer a lot of options. I'm actively looking at this as well as something I'm going to probably buy myself. And I've just started playing around with it. So in the coming months or the coming weeks, I'll be coming back to you folks about what my experience was. And it's a bit like Thrive Themes. It's more embedded into your WordPress website than some of the other services that provide a plugin, but they're more SaaS. They're more like opt-in monsters model, Bill.
Right.
Where you get a plugin, but the plugin doesn't exactly do too much. It just takes you to Opt-in Monster's website. And some of these are like that. But this one and Thrive Theme, the plugins are more in the core WordPress. So I'm looking at this, and they offer a lot of functionality, and I'll be coming back. So it's definitely an option, Bill.
So what we're talking about are some of these, we're sort of mixing it up. The ones we really haven't hit this month, right? Some of these new ones. We did go over Lead Pages, though.
Well, we looked at some of them at the beginning when we were talking about this, but I've added more options and more value to people, and did more research. So, folks, all the notes will be on the WP-Tonic website, and you can go off and look. So, shall we go on to the email marketing side, Bill?
You know, we have about 7 or 8 more minutes in the show, so if we go through it real fast, maybe we could go back and do more detail someday on the email marketing. But let's hit these emails real fast.
So we're going to look at after the big gorilla, which is MailChimp, which we have discussed before. which you know, a lot of people use it because it's free. They have a good free offer, which is 2,000 subscribers, and you can send 12,000 emails a month. The pro version, I would say 80% of people on the market have less than 500 actual subscribers. So if you look at the pro version, starting at 500 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers with unlimited emails per month, that starts around $15, Bill. So
they've just changed their pricing.
Yeah, they're always changing this, aren't they, Bill? They're always changing.
The startup recommended. Guess it's 2,000 free.
They use it all sorts of ways. It's quite interesting when you do the research. Shall we go on to the next one?
I was going to say, this is oh, look at this, only $10 now.
Yeah, it's always changing. It's always changing.
It's a good. I know it's, you know, this is so easy to use. It integrates so well with so many things. MailChimp. Yeah, it's a great place for everyone to start to learn. It's a no-brainer for learning.
So if we go on to the next one, vertical response. They've been around. All the people I'm going to be discussing are reputable companies, folks, that have been around multiple years. And vertical response have been around quite a while, folks. And they've changed. They're offering a good basic free product. It's 1,000 subscribers with 4,000 emails per month. And the pro versions for 1,000 emails starts at $22 a month. That's unlimited emails. Well, you're probably wondering, why should I even look at this? It's still not as good as MailChimp. But like I say, the reality is that most people have a list below 500. And one of the, you know, it's not a problem for MailChimp. It's very, very popular. So you see a lot of people using their templates, and editing their templates is fine, but you might be looking for a different choice of templates, a different look. So you could still try vertical response, try both of them for free and see which one you like the most, Bill.
Right. Boy, there's really different pricing here, and it goes up quite a bit at the end.
It does, but the free product is free, so you could try both of them and see which one you like the most, couldn't you? So on to the next one, Bill, which is another company that's been around quite a while, which you might not have heard of, which is Benchmark. Now, Benchmark is a US like MailChimp is. It's been around quite a while. 600 subscribers for $11.95, and you might wondering, well, I'm getting free, but what the interesting thing is, they've got some interesting extra services which they add. They've got a photo editor that's part of the deal, and the templates look really very nice, very, very stylish, and they've got other elements that they're offering in their package. So I would say it's still a product that you should look at and consider if you're looking for some of the extra offerings that they're offering is what you're looking for. So it's a very reputable company, right? So I was quite interested in what they're doing with their product. They're really up there. I looked at them about a year ago, Bill, and they've really upped their offering to some level. On to the next one, which is another well-known, been around quite a while, which is iContact. 500 subscribers, $14 a month. They're doing a bit like what Benchmark is doing, Bill. They're offering for your $14 for 500. It seems a little bit expensive, but they're offering something like autoresponders and some other functionality at that price. And a lot of the other services like MailChimp and some of the others, you got to pay quite a bit extra to get some of the functionality which they're throwing in at that level, Bill. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. There's so much stuff. Now, when did these folks show up? iContact.
Oh, they've been around quite well, Bill.
You know, I'm out there pretty much and out and about, especially in the podcast and netcasting world. And I haven't heard of these. You know, I'm WordPress, of course, a lot of WordPress meetups. There's a little light there.
This is a very competitive market, Bill. There's over 12 to 15 different companies in email marketing services, Bill.
Phew.
But they've been around quite a while. So there's half a dozen that I'm not even talking about, Bill, because I thought the pricing structure and their functionality wasn't worth talking about myself.
Right.
I'm finishing off with one that we did remark during the month, which is constant contact.
Constant contact.
I can't even talk about it.
Constant contact.
Constant contact. 500 subscribers for $20. And I don't know how they do it in a way. Well, I do know they provide a lot. They have representatives all around the US. They do offer personal consultation, and they've been around. They were the kind of daddy of email marketing. It's a large public company, but I've got to say, Bill, I wouldn't use them just in commercial terms. There's so much better value out there than what they've got. But I thought I had to mention them because they are a big player in email marketing, Bill.
And they've been around for a long time, and they do have that marketing where they have local trainers that come in, sort of they're half sales and half training.
And you wanted to add one to this, didn't you? Your Active Campaign, was it?
Well, I'm playing with Active Campaign right now, real nice folks, and I think it might be the future. But there's a lot of stuff out there now. I wish I had more time to test them all out.
Well, that's the point, because really a lot of them do provide free levels, or they offer you 30 days. It's very likely landing pages. Quite a few of them offer you 30 days, and you want to take it up and try a couple of them, because the one email marketing system might not be your cup of tea, and another one you're going to be a lot more happy. It really depends on what you're looking for, because like we said at the beginning, Bill, you got a lot of choice here.
Right. Hey, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Final thoughts from both of us on this funnel and email and landing pages. Okay, folks, coming off the break, Jonathan and I just some final thoughts on this. And this is so important, this information, what we're doing now. I mean, here's my thoughts. If I were to teach somebody who wants to get into this business, this whole media, social media, landing pages, making money, digital money online, there's just so much there. This is huge. But somehow, this is one of the early things that you have to grasp, what we are talking about here, the landing page, the mail system, the collecting mail. But it all goes back to WordPress and understanding the basics of either WordPress or some other equivalent to WordPress, that you start by building your website. I mean, there are folks out there who don't use websites. They just use some kind of product. But it still comes down to, I think, your home base. So to me, your home base is WordPress. So the first place you need to learn, you need to understand the basics of WordPress. And then from there, you got to decide, what kind of team am I going to put together? And
I totally agree with you, Bill. I think that's great advice. But that's why we went down this road this month, folks, because like I said at the beginning, and I'm sure hopefully Bill would agree, there's no point in having a lovely looking WordPress website and there's nobody signing up, nobody looking at the site, nobody buying your product, nobody doing nothing. And everything we've talked about the past month is about getting activity and getting something out the website, hasn't it, Bill?
Yep, it's at the website, it's the landing pages, and there's it's collecting that email. Believe it or not, the email and the contact and the lists is one of the skills that you have to learn, period.
But Bill's so right. There's just a lot of stuff that you got to know, isn't there, Bill?
Yep, there's more than building houses, that's for sure. That's what my whole career used to be, design, build, construction. And I went to school for 4 or 5 years to learn to do that. And this is much more complex, much more to do.
So how are we doing for the time, Bill?
We're doing great. We're coming up on 24 minutes with a couple of breaks in there. So let's finish up with this. Let's head back over to Blab. And folks, you can find these shows at WP-Tonic.com. And that's episode 92. And go over to Podcasters Home, or go over to Timelines of Success Podcasters Home and go over to the Timelines podcast, and you'll find episode 256. You'll find both of these RSS feeds there, and you'll find different kind of show notes, but you'll find a lot of good stuff at both those sites. Anything else up, Jonathan? Want to say goodbye?
No, I think we've really covered a lot of stuff, and there'll be extensive notes on the WP-Tonic website, and you'll be able to watch the video, the slides that Bill's been managing, and I think we've supplied a lot of information in April, haven't we, Bill?
Absolutely. So thanks for listening in.
Bye.